Diski Times, now available in stores around the country for only R3.50.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. Soweto Football Club won. Orlando Pirates won DStv Premiership, battle for the CAF Champions League slot in a game which both teams will feel it was an opportunity lost because Benny McCarthy is moving closer and closer to the spot because he won his game on the other side as well. Tso Vilakazi, highest ever goal scorer in the history of Orlando Pirates. In many ways, he is the fabric of both teams. If you touch his skin, it's Orlando Pirates and Swallows Football Club. Mother and father, may their souls rest in peace on both sides of the teams. But anyway, so it was an entertaining game, exciting game. However, from a technical perspective, Orlando Pirates were given an opportunity to solve a puzzle. They only solved it halfway because the Swallows scored, stopped playing, Pirates tried, and then they scored. Unfortunately, they couldn't score a winning goal. How do you feel about the game?
Ngikulega ngibulise wena.
Jump forward.
Ngibulise Selimathunzi, ngibulise uJunior, ngibulise uJustice, ngibulise uDrake.
Drizzy.
Ngibulise nani emakhala lapho ukuthi sicela support njalo la ku iDiskiTV. Ngibeka nje njalo ngichike futhi. Ngulego. In this game, we just need to be honest and straightforward. Pirates bayinikeza the chance. Good, here's the game. We're giving you the game. But what I've seen today, intelligence of the players. You know, when you watch a game, kuna lento mina ngokuthi mina yazi mawu player akuke ukhipha into nayo wena self nayo into nayo esikhwameni akasikunikile wonke amathuluzi awasebenzi so wena unana ke la esikhwameni usibonise wena ukuthi no uphethe lento le kuleko why I'm saying this I said it masibukelela ngathi mina iSwallows unyatama is alone in the midfield uCheese is on the right uMahlatsi is on the left because they know who the Pirates are using their full backs and they want to go to their three up front could bangabuyi too much then Cheese will do a job in terms of helping to mark no Mahlatsi ngani. Then now you look at Pirates here's the situation in front of you. What's happening? What's in your mind? You know, one thing I love about football is there's questions, there's answers. So if you can only see questions but you can't get the answers, then something is wrong now, personally. Whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, because it was an easy game for the Pirates after Swallows scored. Very easy, because they were. But even you see the straight Swallows, now we're sitting at the back, and mabatlele kanjalo still batlele the Pirates could go wide and have crosses. So something was wrong somewhere. But still the Pirates couldn't even see that. The midfield, the Swallows, is open. Why was born is because of the players at the midfield, the Pirates. You can't have a defensive midfielder, Open Motswaro, always play Masaiti. When are you going to go? There was a situation where Abambi Polangatimina, why attack space? He had a space in front of him. But instead, he played wide. And sometimes as in years, yes, I do understand as coaches, coaches would know, but the team is because of when a coach. But when the players got the ball, he needs to think. The coach can't shout and say, "Manjang all right, Manjang step over." No. He needs to use his own brilliance. Okay, now here's a space. Okay, uban now la payana uban wenzan. But I was very disappointed. Comes to that when look, Swallows they started very well, and you could see what Swallows can play. But after they got a goal, then they sit at the back, and then I said to him, "Good team." Coach Swallows is doing the very same thing that Coach Steve Parker is doing. When they've got the game in their hands, they give it away. It's always very pay the game in their hands, but Coach gave it away. I mean, we had Mina for Mina, we have time. But you have time, because he never gave Swallows anything. Usukhodla tried his best. Ukuthi why ucoach decided ukumkhipha, I don't know.
I was disappointed too.
I don't know. Maybe and again, Ngulego, uyamkhipha, you put a defender. What are you trying to say? You defending ubani? Jooste lapana usungenile washala cross and then goal. That's what you want to defend. So, and looking at the game, yes, everyone will say Pirates, they played very well. Pirates, they were on top of Swallows. But let's break it down, man, so that people they would see what we're talking about when we're saying we can have the position, but what are you doing with that position? That's what is important. If Swallows they had position, how many saves did Lonzano Freezer Awenzil? For the whole 94 minutes, when they ama save I3. One rapen face off, AS2 Leana Woto, nye mistake.
Yeah.
Kamatlaba. Lip Tlabik. And then the other one was Le Ega Makaring. 3. Then we can't say Paris were on top of Swallows. Looking at also Swallows, Sunderland's, the only save that I would count. Kamaldini, second half, where he turn and take a shot.
Oh yes, that was the only one.
That's the only one. And then now you ask yourself, okay, where was the game balance? Maybe balance to go big game, because when you look at the midfield, Pirates were having ball position, but they were not dominant in the midfield.
I think one thing that confuses us, I'm so sorry to break your thought, is that, and I'm guilty of this too as well. I felt a high level of exhilaration because every time the Pirates they were going forward, it looked like they were doing something. But as you're breaking it down now, you are saying 3 saves to remember.
Yes.
But you remember go to roadblock there was a point where he saves Ibola that he doesn't even have a right to save. It's like Pirates is supposed to be scoring there. Yes. From Undlovu,
yes.
You know, and then there were other chances as well that you felt it's going to be a chance. But as you break it down now, it's a fair assessment to say that it's not really, that there were not too many saves made by the goalkeepers. No,
nothing at all, Nkulego. And now you get to ask yourself, if we're saying a team was on top of this other team, then we look at, okay, you've created how many chances? Shooted goal. Because now we're counting Manji shooted goal, including a serious threat. The whole 94 minutes, so counter 3. And then we're saying we are on top of this other team. So it's a worry factor to me when Nkulego Kakulu good team. You can have a position, but you go to that hole, you hitting that hole and come back. You go and hit that hole. Right now, Makaringa for me, he been to that I to help Ulontuzana to help the 3 strikers Pambi. Because there's nothing. If Nkulego, your job as Umakaringa in that role is to make sure that you create chances for the 3 up front, and you also have a combination with them and create your own chance now, because you are allowed. Your worry must be good. You make sure with Lapana Pambili, I create chances for them. But now if you are not playing Wena, so how do we expect to get chances, Lapaya? That's why you see this 3. Because of the midfielder who's supposed to do things, he doesn't do that. So both teams, you look at them, instead of having Muchizi going forward, helping Abo Mbogoto Lapana, Abo Sikhota no Kamaldin. No, he's worried about defending. Same same thing. They're sitting here, and then we expect those 3 to do the combination. Remember, look at the distance. Kamaldin central alone. Usukhotla is wide alone. Umbogoto is wide alone. So who's coming? Who's coming to help Umbogoto Lapana to get that situation of 2v1? Who's helping Usukhotla that side? Who's coming to the midfield when Kamaldin is going to receive the ball? Then he knows that, look, I've got the angle. Then I need to switch my ball in this way because I know that maybe Umatlats will come this side or Chisbol will come this side and have a combination here. So it's those are my worries. Good team. we will always cry and say we are not getting goals. Our strikers are not scoring. But again, do we have midfielders that are creating chances for our strikers?
And you always say this.
Every now and then, look at the Pirates change Abayenzi. And everyone will say, yeah, you see, Pirates were in top of Swallows, Mabasa came in and scored. Look, Mena, I can tell you now, if Mabasa will play against my team, he's not going to score because I'll close the supply. Simple. If you close the supply, Mabasa, he's a striker that is always going to be in the box. One thing I know about him is if he gets a chance, he will score.
Yeah, he's a poacher. I love him.
That's one thing that
yes, I remember. Yes, I remember that point.
Because I know he always play inside that box. And any chance, he just capitalizes on it.
We need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Last one. Mntambo at number 9. Your thoughts about that?
Nkulego, you know, angifuni ukuthi bathi maybe cruel or maybe bathi njani. If you don't want to play Mntambo, don't play him. It's simple as that. Because when you play him in that position, you're killing his confidence. You're killing him as a player to say you are not good enough. Because if Mntambo is a midfielder, he must fight with the midfielders for the position. So don't do him a favor to play him Lapana because now he's not going to give you anything. And then the next thing, you're taking him out. You've got Mabasa a Penchin. Look, if you don't have another striker, let Mabasa start the game and finish that game because he's the only striker, not Mntambo. Because now Mntambo, he was coming right midfielder, creating chances, scoring goals.
Yeah.
So now because he's scoring, now you think he's your solution. You're killing him because today in today's game, he was nowhere to be seen. So who to blame? Mntambo is not good enough. If you don't want to play Mntambo in his natural position, then don't play him at all.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much, sir. That's pretty much that then. Swallows Football Club 1, Orlando Pirates 1, original Soweto Derby, oldest fixture in South African football calendar, if I'm not mistaken. That should be the oldest fixture between these two teams. Zafa zonke ezinye teams zazikhona. I'm sure mhlawumbe kwakhona Soweto Ntondo. Soweto Gun Blazers. There were so many teams. In 1937 and 1945, there were so many teams. These are the mainstays. 1937 in the Swallows now, I think it's around that period. Yeah, so that was an entertaining game, I suppose. Tactically, there were poor decisions being made. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. iDiskiTimes.co.za, iDiskiTV.co.za. iDiskiTV on Facebook and then World Sports Betting, WSB.co.za. Thank you so much for watching our videos.